Good afternoon, everybody. It is late on a Monday in October, and I am just returning from a trip to Letchworth State Park with my dogs. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the trip, narrate the story of events for you, and showcase what I believe to be such a beautiful park and such a challenging day. Okay, so the day started like it normally does with waking up, feeding the dogs, brushing my teeth, doing the whole morning routine and all of that, and then getting them out to the car. That is always a challenge because I don't really have a driveway, and they are extremely unruly and very excited to get into the car, as you might expect from two dogs who spend a lot of the time in their own backyard and don't often get out to do such grand adventures. So, the road trip went well. Hawk was whining throughout the entire road trip, just out of excitement. He's not sad to be in the car. He freaking loves the car. If the window is not rolled down, then he whines because he wants to inhale the fresh air of the free and open road nonstop. This is one of the most challenging things that I have to do with these dogs, is get them ready for anything. They are so disrespectful and obnoxious, but they love it. Today I'm bringing the dogs to Letchworth State Park. It is a park that is called the Grand Canyon of the East. It's giant waterfalls through a beautiful, vibrant fall landscape. Because it's currently fall, it's not always fall there. That would be pretty unique and magical. But it is a unique and magical place in its own right. And I know the dogs are going to love it. We went last year. They were just as unruly then. I'm going to try to do some training this year. And I'll catch ya when I catch ya. This is just what it's like in the car with two chuds. Fuck. And so whatever, we're driving, stop at a couple gas stations. We go through my college town, and that's where the state park is. It's out by SUNY Geneseo, where I went to school. It was a lot of fun. Just drive down memory lane. It just so happens that Letchworth State Park is very close by to my college town, and that is Geneseo, which is where we are right now. I'm about to turn onto North Street, which is one of the streets that I lived while I was here. And I'm going to see if I could spot 54 North, one of my old houses. It had a big red porch and massive long backyard. It's going to be on the left somewhere. We might have already even passed it. It's been so long since I've been here that I hardly remember. Nope, it's that right there with the orange car in the driveway. That's so cool. It's been a very long time. I'm also going to take you all down Main Street. It's going to be on the left here in a minute. It's a quaint little college town for sure. You're highly likely to get pulled over here, or back in the day you were. Maybe because I'm older now, the cops would just look at me and not do anything. That's my experience of life, at least. The other house that I lived at while I lived here was 39 Main. That was a fun place. Very different set of people, but all very good people. And that's going to be on the left. Right here, the beige white with the hammock. And it's for rent. Oh yeah, it's for rent. Let's go rent it. I worked at Burrito up there, and there was a place back just a few feat that I also worked at was the Big Tree Inn. This is such a blast from the past. I'll probably come back here on the way out as well. Buzzo music and Sundance books, a staple. Oh, there's a sheriff up there. See what I mean? Alright. Didn't spend a whole lot of time there up front, but I did actually come back with the dogs at the end of the trip to visit for a brief period, walk them around the campus. It was completely deserted. There was nobody there. So we get to Letchworth, and it's quite a bit of a drive once you get into the park to do anything. Isn't that right, tiny guy? But I stopped right away to let them out and stretch their little legs a little bit after being in the car for about an hour. The purpose of that little stop was to just get their legs stretched so Hawk would stop whining. He's just whining nonstop in the car. Super annoying, but I think that will help. And then we're gonna get to some of the cool stuff in the park. It was great. They were really excited to smell all the crunchy leaves and drag me halfway into my grave. The sky was completely cloudy. It was as if we existed in a cloud throughout the time we were there. So that has two, sides to it. It's different than what I'm used to while I'm there, because you get to see a lot more of the gorge when the sky is clear and sunny and blue, and it's a little prettier. But this gave a good opportunity to get slightly better footage, because when the sun is out, it's really hard to get good shots at the time of day that I went at. And the second part of this is I'd never seen it quite like this before, with all of the steam and clouds and just complete obscured vision. It was really as if I was living in a spooky story somewhere. And it was beautiful. It was a really good time. I honestly, that's not really true. I was really stressed and anxious. I think I drank too much caffeine, but the real thing is that they're a handful on the leash, and they had a great time, but they were, Larry and Mo, two dunces that just kept pulling me in completely opposite directions, so I had to affix the leash to the leash and keep them to my left side. That's the only way it works. They're so frustrating. They pull me nonstop, but they had fun, and that's what's important. So we did that several times and went to some of my favorite places, such as Wolf Creek, and didn't go to the bottom of Wolf Creek because there's a chance that it's completely flooded, and it was pretty wet there, so my guess is it probably was completely flooded. And on top of that, when it's not flooded, it's all slippery rocks, and if there's another dog down there, there's just no. But it's really cool to do that if you ever do make your way to Letchworth State Park for your first time. It's cool that you get to go all the way to the bottom of the gorge, and you could go all the way to the top of the gorge, and that's circa the Wolf Creek area for those of you that are interested in taking this as a day trip. From there, we chugged along all the way to High Falls with Hawk lolling his head out the window throughout the duration, and Strider used to get car sick a lot, but he's since bravely overcome that and now just sits there pretty still with a lackadaisical smile on his face while I drive around. He's not so keen on putting his head out the window. Maybe like when we first get in the car he'll do it for a few, but Hawk is the airborne psycho of the two. And so yeah, we just kept driving and got to High Falls, went and saw the beautiful waterfall, and it concluded like this.